Afternoon everybody, Silverbolt here, back with the other half of my Kreo review in the form of Mirage. Now obviously I did say that yesterday I was going to upload the other half of the video, however by the time I'd got back from the hospital and I'd done all of it and was ready, it was just a little bit too dark to do it, so I thought I'd save it for today. And it was not, as a certain Time Lord suggested, because it took me this long to transform it. Now, I will admit, it is a fiddly thing to do, because as I said, you've got to completely disassemble the entire racing car toy into its individual component parts. And for anybody who ever played with Lego, you know that some pieces, in particular the the single layer pieces, really hard to get apart. So, you know, you sat there with your teeth and you sat there with your nails and and in the end I was sat there with it rammed into another one and I was pulling it apart and and it's just not as much fun as regular Lego. So then you follow the instruction manual, which is, in all fairness, it's very step by step on how to do it. It needs to be. But here we have Kreo Mirage in his robot form, and as you can see, he has got legs that a woman would die for. Oops. I just dropped a bit. Ah! It's falling apart on me. There we go. Yes, he has legs that a woman would die for. Seriously, this is not Mirage. This is the Cybertronian equivalent of a supermodel. Look at these legs. Ah, anyway. Yeah, the legs. And the toy comes with a bit of articulation. The head swivels backwards and forwards, but with very, well, almost non-existent limited up and down movements. The arms have hinge joints and shoulder joints. And the legs have thigh joints, because all robots don't have knees or hips, they have thigh joints and foot joints. Now, to me, that's a cop-out. Hasbro have made great advances in the form of ball and socket joints. You know, you're getting in classics ranges and even in some of the Movieverse range, you're getting full 360 turning joints. So why can't this guy have them? Don't tell me it's because they can't put ball joints in there, because they've got 4. So why couldn't the shoulder have a ball joint? Why does the shoulder only do this? Like he's, you know, all he's good for is pulling a water pump. Again, the elbows. Okay, elbows really only go, you know, one way. They hinge up and down to a certain point. Why that has to be the case in a robot, which has no flesh and bone forms that are needed, but there we go. So you can understand that the hinge joint only moves up and down. Another thing that gripes me, why has he no hands? You can clip the wheels on in car mode. There are spare bits in both car mode and robot mode, so why couldn't they put in some hands? Why does he only... Oh! This is a very angry review. I don't like this toy. No hands. Why does he only have blocks? Granted, it does look Mirage-esque, i.e. it's got a sloped chest piece and it's got a Mirage correct head. That's about all I can say of it. Even the ball joints aren't proper ball joints. They only give you backwards and forwards movement. There is very limited movement to the side, and I've just popped the middle off again. This guy, to me, has the look and feel of one of those Tron things. You know, the things that Flynn and what's-his-face fought in the original Tron films. You know, it's just a piss poor excuse for a toy. Now, granted, you could argue that it is for you. See what I'm doing? You see what I'm doing here? I just can't keep it in one place. It keeps moving around. Oh! Do other Kreos do this? I don't know. Is it just me and I'm a heavy-handed gimpotoid? I don't know. But there is aside from building it and putting it in a car mode, there is very, very, very little playability out of this. Okay, you can give him a rather serious haters gonna hate walk, but I'm a hater, so I won't put him in that one. I'm tempted to put him in the fire, apart from the fact that knowing my luck, the fumes would kill me out of an act of revenge. So, all in all, Kreos. Marginally being very generous, mediocre car mode, bag of crap robot mode. It's not even real Lego. Seriously, what I'm guessing to avoid what I'm guessing is going to be copyright issues with actual Lego, they don't actually fill in all the little circular bits that are blocked. Some of them are hollowed out, just to show that it's not actual Lego. It's knockoff Lego. So, does that mean that these things are an absolute waste of money, space, time, effort? Yes. This is between transforming it into car mode first, then disassembling it and retransforming it into robot mode, is probably an hour and a half of my life that I'm never going to get back. And I want a refund. Okay, it was only €9, but still. Right. Kreo, bag of wank. Crap. I don't like it. However, in this absolute farce of a toy, there is a saving grace. And in the Mirage box, there is 2 saving graces. Namely, oh, you can just fall off. There we go. Yeah, he broke. Namely, the Kre-ons, the little men that come with them. And these guys are fantastic. And everybody I know loves these little fellas. They hate the big ones. These are supposed to be a bonus. It's like the Drista Werden books, when Drist was originally supposed to be the sidekick to Wolfgar. But these things are the ones that steal the show. Right? You get 2 in the Mirage box. A driver, which bears quite a strong resemblance to the off-child of that racing guy from the 80s cartoon, the really annoying one, and the Stig, and Little Robot Mirage. Little Robot Mirage. Now, this toy is probably about the same height as a Games Workshop model, so it's about 1 inch high, right? But it has better articulation than its counterpart. Okay, you have shoulder movements. The shoulders are on ball joints that move outwards. The legs are on ball joints that move back and forth and side to side. This guy can do, for an inch-high figurine, a fairly impressive Perceptor kick. For those of you who don't know what a Perceptor kick is, join the TF.net. You happy, Billy? I plugged the site again. He comes with a little gun that is just absolutely fantastic, and then he's got the little helmet thing. And, okay, the face is butt ugly. But there we go. These toys are brilliant, and some of them are fantastic. I really, really want to get the Prowl one. They are amazing, and so many people that I know love these little fellas. And I'm one of them. I'm very much a Kre-on fan. I think they're brilliant. And of course, because they are, in essence, Lego men, you can pull them apart and you can swap the pieces round and you can re-articulate them and do everything you want for them. And they're just brilliant. These ones, don't waste your money on. These guys, I just want a collection of all of them on a mantelpiece, just all looking at me because I think they're so cute. But yes, the Kre-ons themselves are great. They really are a truly fantastic little toy. Both of them, even though he doesn't come with a gun, so he automatically goes down a notch. So, what happened with that? I can't throw this one over to the side because then I've got nothing else to grab you in case I want to make another reference to that thing. So, when it comes... Now, I picked this up for like €9 in Tesco in Roscommon, and it was reduced. It had €4 off it. So, it was really, really... I thought, why not? I'll grab it, see what it's like. I know I didn't like them, but I thought, why not? It's a novelty toy. I'll have a look. Good God, give me Star Wars Lego any day of the week. Or Night Lego. Or Ninjago. You know, look what Ninjago's doing these days. And Hasbro are passing off this crap. Total fail on Hasbro's part when it comes to these Kreo things. They're just such a... maybe young kids will like them. Maybe young kids will like them. But adults, go on eBay and get these little fellas, because I know that's what I'm going to be doing. Even though they are bound to set you back a fortune, because as I said, so many adult collectors like these guys. And not these things. But that's my review of Kreo Mirage done, and the Kreo toys and the Kreons themselves. Not much more I can say, really. I think I've made my feelings absolutely clear when it comes to these fellas, and when it comes to these fellas. So, for now then, this is Silverbolt with Kreon Mirage and Kreon Stig Jr. signing off, saying the other thing's on the floor, so it's not getting a mention. Saying, though by saying I'm not going to give it a mention, I've just automatically given it a mention. Oh, it's a time travel paradox all over again. This is Silverbolt with the little mini Kreons signing off, saying au revoir, adios, auf Wiedersehen.